Is that you, Miss Facemeyer?
That's me.
Okay.
How are you today?
Good. You told me you were going to come see me, and here you are.
Yep. You should see the office is closed.
All right, this is our 205 case. It's 201, but there's no harm in starting early. It's entitled Carriage Investments versus Deborah Facemeyer. This is also a non-payment of rent case.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Ms. Facemeyer, the law requires that I advise you of your rights. I don't mind advising you, but I'm required to. So let me tell you this. As a defendant in a landlord-tenant proceeding, including non-payment of rent, you have the following legal rights. You have the right to obtain counsel for representation in this matter. If you cannot afford an attorney, a legal aid attorney may be available to help you. And I did send you that information on how to contact legal aid.
Yeah.
You have a right to a trial by a jury or by the court. If the action is for non-payment of rent and you are eligible for any assistance, you may not need a judgment to receive that assistance. Summons and complaint may be sufficient. If the plaintiff is agreeable, the Citizens Mediation Services, Inc. may be available as a possible source of case resolution. If both parties are agreeable to mediation, the court can help set that up. If you do reach an agreement with the plaintiff and a consent judgment is entered by the court, you would waive the rights listed above, but have the following additional rights. The judgment may not be enforced until 3 business days had passed. You could move to set aside the judgment within those 3 days if you misunderstood what you consented to or what you were waiving. Your motion to set aside the judgment would be set for a landlord-tenant hearing. However, if the judge does not find in your favor, the original judgment would stand. Here, rent is $170 per week, and the arrearage was pretty substantial. Ms. Heffley, what's the current arrearage?
The current arrearage is $2,930.
Through March 4th?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Facemeyer, what's your response?
I'm in agreement to that. I quit paying rent, number one. As I told you on Monday, my husband and I are in the process of splitting up, but also my bathroom went down the Sunday before Thanksgiving, and the maintenance guy, bless his heart, he tried to fix it. And finally, the second week in January, he finally had to call in a plumber.
Has it been repaired?
Now, since the second week of January, it has worked constantly since then. It worked. We could get it to work for like 2 or 3 days, but then John would have to come in and mess with it again.
Okay. Well, we're going to address this further a week from today, March 10th at 2:40.
Okay.
What she's asking you to do is pay the rent or move. And if she gets what she asked for next March 10th, 7 days from now, I'd give you 10 days from that day to move. So you'd have until March 20th to pay the rent or move. Now, you're claiming that there should be some sort of an abatement because your bathroom didn't work. We can address that further next week, but some rent, if not all of it's going to need to be paid by it'll be March 20th, but we'll address this further next week at 2:40.
2:40? Okay? Yep.
All right, I'll see you then.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Paul. I think that finishes all the carriage investments. Good afternoon, Ms. Facemeyer. Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right, let me give you a proper name. We were here last Friday. We determined that your rent arrearage through March 14th was $2,930. Nothing has been paid since then, according to the landlord.
Correct.
What's your position, Ms. Facemeyer?
Well, like I said, with me splitting up with him, I'm gonna get ready to move out. There's no way I can come up with that kind of money.
All right, this happened several times today where people in a relationship, one partner left and cut the income in half. $185.47. $3,115.47. That's due in 10 days, which is March the 20th. No money judgment is entered at this time. Acceptance of a partial payment will not prevent the writ of eviction. The defendant may be liable for other damages if they move and there's additional rent or other damage could be determined at a damage hearing. Now, Ms. Facemeyer, when you move, you need to turn in your keys and give your forwarding address in writing within 4 days of your moving, and that triggers the security deposit law.
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
Just one about, you and I discussed last week about taking some money off due to the fact that the bathroom was spotty.
Yes, that's called an abatement. After you move, if there is a hearing regarding money damages, we will take that into consideration. Bathroom is a fundamental covenant of habitability, but you're not going to pay anyway. So if you do move, they can apply your security deposit to back rent. If they request other money damages, we will hear about the non-functioning bathroom and see if rent should be abated.
Okay.
All right, I will wish you the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor,
Yes?
I haven't been in the house since November 16th. And when
That's
I
what
got
I
the paperwork,
understand. Robert is not there since September. And
No.
at
Not
this
Robert, I'm
point,
Dustin.
Dustin, Bridget is not here. So we've got to wait a minute. It's not set till 9:10.
correct.
So I'm gonna have to go through the vice of rights again if she does appear.
I don't know what to do with these cases because for a while Dustin was there, then he wasn't there, then he was there and he wasn't there. I haven't taken him off the lease.
All right, well, let's figure out while we're waiting what the arrearage is.
Okay, the arrearages and rent through the 16th. Again, they pay by the week. It's $2,790.
She hasn't paid at all.
Now she paid me $250 in February.
Oh, Jesus. What she's
So
trying,
we got
what I'm thinking she's
110
trying to do.
filing fee, just a minute,
Sorry, sir.
45.65 for one service and 37.59.
The
For
total
the
for
other.
Southwest Legal is $83.24. So I got total court costs of $193.24.
So 27.90 plus 193.24 is 298.324. Mr. Stafford, don't give me the address here on the live feed, but where are you staying?
At my girlfriend's house. I moved in with my girlfriend,
And what town is that in?
Constantine.
And as I said, you're able to call in from work. Where are you working?
Coachman, Plant 250, the shipping department.
How are they doing?
Well, the shipping department's not doing bad. Like we work 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. Everywhere else though is not so good. They work a couple weeks and then they're off a couple weeks. They work a couple weeks, they're off a couple weeks.
Yeah, I've been doing my own sort of survey of the RV industry. I've got a lot of people here that come to court that are working in it, and they always seem to struggle in February and March, and then this thing start booming about May. So I don't know. A lot of people are struggling. They had a rough Christmas time. January
Yeah,
was
7
slow.
weeks.
Yeah. What do you guys make?
We just ship out parts. Like we ship out parts to the vendors and the dealers
Oh,
because
Okay, so
a lot of the plant managers say that it's not ready to pick back up. It'll be a couple years before it picks up like it used to.
well, we'll see. I just saw that Thor Motor Coach was having some struggles with their stock. I thought things pick up. We got a lot of people working in the RV industry here.
Yes, sir.
They make good money when they're working.
Is Bridget working?
I don't know, Terry. The kids come, like she's still at Axel as far as I know, but on her weeks that she has the kids, like my daughter will talk to me at nighttime. She said, "Mom didn't go to work again today. Mom didn't go to work again today." So I can't tell you. I don't know.
Now, the kids are not listed on the lease. Are there children there with her as well?
Yeah, we have three. We share 3 minor children. She has the younger 2 go off and on with her. There was an open CPS case with our
All right,
oldest.
well, let's not get into that. Right now, we'll just stick to the landlord-tenant matter.
Sorry.
And it's a matter of payment of rent, but you are on the lease. They are listed as all others. It's about $750 per month. $175 per week comes out to $758.33 per month, which is not unreasonable for a standalone house. Although everybody's rent is going up because everybody's costs are going up. It's 9:08. This next matter is set for 9:10, so we'll see whether she comes in. Terry, what I would do with this one, it would be continue it to 10:20 next Friday. Then you'll have 3 cases in a row, 10 a.m., 10:10, and 10:20.
On the 16th?
17th.
Oh, yeah, it is the 17th. When's St. Patty's Day?
The
Monday.
17th.
Monday?
I think
No,
it is.
St. Patrick's Day is Friday, March 17th. Most of
Oh.
the celebrations are this week and next weekend. I think
What
they
time
should-
next Friday? Right around 10-ish, 10:15
For what?
for their Stafford's next case, next
Oh, yeah,
Friday.
it'll be 10:20.
Okay,
So we'll set them 10 minutes apart. You have one at 10, 10:10. I think the last one's going to resolve itself. We'll
So
continue.
I'm
this to-
responsible, even though I haven't been there, I'm responsible for her not paying.
Well, you're on the lease. You haven't been released from it. Now, if she doesn't pay, she could be compelled to move out. You've already moved out. We haven't
Yeah, I've
gotten
been-
to the situation of money damages. And that's a separate question. But yes, you signed the lease, you moved, you weren't released from the lease. And you could be liable for unpaid rent if and until you're removed from your responsibilities under the lease. but I'm sure you don't want your kids to get evicted. Let's see whether, so she's not even here. It is 9:10. This is Terry and Larry Richmond versus Bridget and Dustin Stafford. This is a property at 818 Fifth Street in Three Rivers. Rent is $175 per week. We learned in the service that Mr. Dustin Stafford, who is present, has vacated the premises and has not been there since September of 2022, which is
No, sir,
probably
November.
November.
Yeah, November 16th was my last day there.
All right. Which is probably related to the fact that she's unable to pay the rent. According to Miss Richmond, the arrearage is $2,790 and $193.24 in court costs. Both parties were personally served, so Bridget Stafford is subject to default. Dustin is here, is not subject to default, and he has some concerns, obviously, about his children of his mother's children and the children being evicted. We've scheduled two other Richmond cases for next Friday, March 17th. One is at 10, one is at 10:10, and we'll skip this one to 10:20. Let me make sure she may have problems because school is canceled today.
Sir, I've got the kids today.
Oh, you do? So she doesn't have that
Yes, sir.
issue.
Nope.
Dustin, do you still have the same phone number?
Just a sec. Hi,
No, Terry, I'll call you.
anybody out there for
Okay.
landlord tenant? I'm looking for Bridget Stafford. All right, thanks. All right, well.
Maybe she'll try to
Ms.
get paid out.
Richmond, as far as you know, is she still there?
Yes, as far as I know, she is.
I
Do you
drop the
agree
kids
with that?
off there every Friday,
All right, so she is still there.
her and her boyfriend.
All right, I'm just kind of letting the clock tick a minute, see if she comes in late, which often happens.
Do you want me to try to shoot her on Facebook? Oh, wait,
No, we'll just
Somebody's-
continue this until next
trying to come in.
Friday morning at 10:10.
Okay. Friday morning next. Okay.
Good morning. This is the esteemed Casey Strong. She's here for our next case.
Good morning,
And,
Your Honor.
we'll do that in a minute. All right, Mr. Stafford, you're good to go back to work. And
All right. I appreciate it, sir.
we will log in again next Friday morning at 10:20.
At
And if you
10:20.
do communicate with her, tell her she needs to be here, and the amount of rent and cost due is $2,983.24.
So just shy
If
of
she
3
doesn't
grand.
pay that by next, of course, there'll be another week. So there'll be another 175 when we appear next Friday. And so that will be over $3,000. If
Yeah.
it's not paid, she would be subject to being evicted on or after 10 days from next Friday, which would be the 27th of March. All right, you're both good to go.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Terry,
See
I'll call
next
you real soon.
Okay,
Thank you.
thanks.
All right, we're back to our landlord tenant docket. And we'll come back to our 10 o'clock case. Both of these are, the other one's 10:20. We're only 5 minutes behind schedule, amazingly. This is Terry and Larry Richmond versus Dustin and Bridget Stafford. The file number is 23-25LT. On the rent case, we determined last time that the rent through March 16th was $2,790 plus costs. Ms. Richmond, what's the current status?
Okay, another week is due, so it's 2,965 for rent and 193.24 for court costs. A total of 3,158.24.
If I remember correctly, one of you is gone. Dustin is gone and Bridget is still there. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, do you agree?
I've been
that
gone
that's
since
the
November
appropriate
16th.
point? What's your plan, Ms. Stafford? Are you gonna have to move or do you think you'll be able to catch up with the rent?
I'll be able to catch up on it, but I do feel that Dustin should have to pay half of it when he left, it was already behind.
Well, that's certainly a consideration. I don't have the authority to order who pays it. This isn't a divorce case, but I think that it would be very helpful if he did. I find
If
that,
not, I'll just take him to civil court.
all right, through, this would be Terry through March
23rd,
23rd.
yes.
And after
296.
court, sorry,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
after court, I do plan on going to the store and getting a money order for our rent payment.
All right, very good. Well, if that's paid, it won't be a problem, and he probably is responsible for half of it. Good morning, Sean. Our guest.
Your Honor,
Yes.
when I got the papers, can you hear me, Mr. Middleton?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so when I got served with these papers, it said the rent was paid through November 18th. My last day at the residence was November 16th.
All right, well, we'll sort that out. If it gets paid, I don't care who pays it. If she sues you in small claims court, then we'll deal with it at that time.
That's
The
fine,
date
sir.
is March 27th. It's also the date for appeal. Stay in contact with Miss Richmond. And she will certainly be willing to work with you on this. They don't have to evict you on March 23rd. She actually has 56 days from today to ask for the writ of eviction. But if the rent is all paid in full, then your tenancy just continues as it did week to week after that. Ms. Stafford, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Mr.
I do.
Stafford? Yes, sir.
Terry, is there any way I can get off this lease moving forward?
Can talk about it after this. Call me at the office.
Okay,
I'll have
did
to
you get my
talk to
message
them.
last week?
What?
Did you get my message and number last week?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right, Mr. and Mrs. Stafford, you're both good to go.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.